Welcome to Synagogues of Washington, Part 2. Our first stop in this episode is in Olympia and at Congregation B'nai Torah. It is a conservative-affiliated synagogue. It currently does not have a rabbi. Shabbat services are held such that there is one Friday night service a month, usually the first Friday of the month. There is a Saturday morning Shabbat service on the second and third Saturday of the month. On the fourth Saturday, there is an abbreviated Nash and Drash, or Torah study. If there is a fifth Saturday of the month, there is no service scheduled. The congregation became an official entity in March 1994. This synagogue building was purchased and first used in January of 2004. This is Congregation Beth HaTefillah, or the House of Prayer. It is non-affiliated egalitarian. Its rabbi is Seth Goldstein, who was ordained by the Reconstructionist Rabbinical College. Shabbat services are held both Friday evenings and Saturday mornings, but the services may vary in format. One should always consult the calendar of events. The congregation was incorporated in 1937. It was originally an Orthodox shul, and there were many lean years during the 1940s when there were at the most 20 members. During the 60s, the congregational practice has shifted away from Orthodoxy to the conservative movement. With the opening of Evergreen State College, more Jews moved into the area, and the synagogue began to grow, where in the 1980s they had 80 members. By the turn of the century, it had moved to this location. And here is the building that was used from 1938 for the next 60 years. There is a Jewish community of the Palouse that meets in this interfaith house building. It is offering cultural, religious, and social activities for Jews living in Pullman, Moscow, and the surrounding areas of eastern Washington and northern Idaho. It has no rabbi but claims that it offers Friday and Saturday services and Sunday evening discussion groups, as well as a Sunday school program for children ages 5 through 12. We turn our attention to Congregation Beth Shalom of Richland. It is in the southeast portion of the state and affiliated with the conservative movement. It currently has no rabbi, but it has Shabbat services both Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. The seeds of this congregation began in 1950, but it wasn't until 1959 that it secured a synagogue building. Here's a synagogue building with a split personality in that it hosts two different congregations. One is Emmanuel, a Reformed temple. Tamar Molino is its rabbi, and it's renting space in the conservative congregation Temple Beth Shalom. Emmanuel has existed since 1994. It holds Shabbat services on Friday evenings. The hosting congregation, Beth Shalom, has a membership of about 200 households. Apparently, Tamar Molino not only serves the Reformed congregation, but is also the full-time rabbi of this conservative congregation, even though she was ordained by the Reform Hebrew Union College. Besides the Friday night services, this congregation also holds a Saturday morning Shabbat service. This building was dedicated in 1969. There is also a Chabad of Spokane County. As shown here, it meets in the rabbi's house. Its director is Rabbi Yisrael Hahn. By the way, this had been a prior location for Temple Emmanuel in Spokane. We amble over to Tacoma and Chabad of Pierce County. Its director is Rabbi Schneur Zalman Heber, or Heber. Chabad opened in Tacoma in 2003. Shabbat services are held on Saturday mornings. There is also Temple Bethel in Tacoma, and it's a Reform congregation. Bruce Caden is the rabbi. The building as shown in this overhead shot was dedicated in 1968. Although this building has gone through some renovation, we believe it is one of the prior locations for this congregation, as well as this definitely being another. One can see a Jewish star through the circular window in the front of the building. If you don't think that Chabad gets around, boy, are you wrong. Here we are now in Vancouver, in Chabad Jewish Center of Clark County. Rabbi Shmulek Greenberg is director. Besides a regular Shabbat service on Saturday mornings, there is a Friday evening service on the first Friday of each month. And again, we go from one extreme to another to Congregation Kol Ami, a Reform temple. Its rabbi since 2008 is Elizabeth Dunsker. The congregation began in 1989 as the Jewish Community Association of Southwest Washington. This camera view shows the location of the new synagogue that was to open in 2011. It changed its name to Kol Ami in 2001. Growing up, I used to hear a baseball song that had the words in it, Walla Walla, Washington. And by Jove, there is one. This is a picture of Congregation Beth Israel in Walla Walla. It's a Reform-affiliated congregation with about 35 member families. It relies on visiting rabbis for selected occasions. Otherwise, services are led by lay leaders. There is also a Sunday Hebrew school. And let's not ignore that Yakima has Reformed Temple Shalom and a little less than a membership roll of 50 families. This wraps up this tour of visiting synagogues across the state of Washington. More to come. So, bye for now and see you real soon.